Hey everyone, welcome back to another video where today I will be unboxing multiple Spy Family statues. So I've got three sets technically to go through. One of them small. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get started with the small set, which are two noodle stoppers. And noodle stoppers are the ones that hang off of an edge. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main character. We've got Anya, and she comes with a swappable head, I think. I don't know, I haven't opened this up. So we're gonna go ahead and take this out and see what she looks like. Okay, yeah. So it's pretty small, but I still really like it. I think that it's really cute, and it's actually made out of really good material. I don't think this one will fall off of something. I think that this is a lot sturdier than some I've seen. And it does come with this swappable head of her annoyed face. I think that's technically what it is. So here's the thing, and then it just comes off easily, and then you can, let me see. Yeah, you can just set it on, and there's her annoyed face. I'm probably gonna keep the normal face, at least for now, and we'll see how it looks in my collection. Because it could, I don't know. You never know. You never know. I might like the annoyed face more. Anyways, the next one that we're gonna, the next one in the set, technically I'm considering it a set, is Damien Desmond. I think I said his name. I can't remember. I'm not really good with his name. It is Damien. Yeah, no, I said it right. But here he is, and he's just a normal figure. But he's also a noodle stopper like Anya, and they've got the same box design, so I'm considering them a set. So I'll go ahead and take this one out the box, and then we'll look at it closer up. Here he is. So, pretty good size. Here is him compared to the Anya. So that's really cool. I think they look really good together. There are two versions of this one. There's one of him smiling, and then there's one of his annoyed, like an annoyed look. And I decided to go with the annoyed look because usually he's always bullying Anya. So it just kind of like it matches him. Of course, in season 3, hold on, let's see if the camera. Oh, okay, there we go. Of course, in season 3, he's kind of starting to change a little, but for the most part, I still think this annoyed version fits him more. And I got these both on a pretty good sale on Big Bad Toy Store. So if you're looking for these ones for a good price, Big Bad Toy Store has yeah, they have them. So there's that. Now time for the next collection, which will go ahead and yeah, sorry. It is, this next set is made by Sega. I'm trying to remember if I've made videos. It had, yeah, I did a video with a Sega statue before, I think. Oh yeah, I did the Demon Slayer one. Those were all Sega. Anyways, it's the party set, the family party set, we're gonna go ahead and start off with Anya because I just showed an Anya, so it's kind of like a transition. Plus, she's like basically the main character, I'd say. But other than Lloyd, anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and open this. All right, so here she is. She looks pretty good. A lot more detailed than the sitting one. At least the hair is. Now the sitting one is still really good. It's just the hair. There's a lot more detail on it. So, and then there's these little pegs at the bottom, which go into this base, which let's okay. All right, there we go. Alright, I got her in there. There you go. Looks pretty cool. And she also comes with an annoyed face. Now, it's not a swappable head, it's just the face thing. I think you have to... Yeah, you take off... I'm not gonna do it because I'm worried about breaking it in this video. But you can take off this, like, there's a section right here that splits her hair, and you take off the front piece of her hair and then take off the face and then swap the face and put the hair back on. So that's pretty cool. Really good figure. I also got this one on sale along with the rest of the set, which we should probably go ahead and get into. We'll move on to her adopted dad. Her adoptive dad? I don't know how to word that. But anyways, her father, Lloyd Forger, in his party suit. So we'll cut back to when I open this up. Yeah. Here he is. Looking pretty good in just a normal suit. Agent Twilight, code name. Wait, that's his code name. Is it his code? I can't remember what is considered his code name. Anyways, Lloyd Forger, pretty cool. I love the hair detail. Let's see. Okay, I think it's focused. I don't know. And it also has the pegs because there's this base plate that you get. And then you just slide. Kind of. Hold on. Yeah, you just slide them in, and there you go. So, looking pretty cool. I like this one. Yeah, okay. Now time for the last one in the party set, because we've still got one more set. But the last one in the party set is Euroforger. Can't really say that name because of the R thing, but I had that same problem in my last Spy Family video when I was doing the pop video. It's her party suit. We're gonna go ahead and cut back to when she's out of box. And we are back. Now, I did forget to show off Lloyd and Anya next to each other. So here they look next to each other. Pretty cool. I'm gonna do that over here too, to see if the lighting. Okay, now we're gonna show off So there she is in a nice. Now the box kind of shows it as a white dress, but in person it's more of like a shiny silver, which I really like. It's really nice. And let me see if it'll focus on her face. But I like the face detail too. It's not focusing real well. And honestly, I think it looks better in person than on camera. Because when I was first buying this set, I was a little worried on how her face would look. Because the pictures didn't look the best. I mean, they look good, but it looked like her eyes were a little messed up. Didn't really fit the style of the other two. That's what I was looking for. But then when I got them in person and just opened them right now, I'm really happy with how this one looks. So, you know, sometimes you can. Oh, and this one has a different base plate. The others had pegs in the bottom of their feet that you slid them into. This one has like a sliding kind of thing. Uh-oh. Alright, this one's gonna take a little bit longer to put in. But anyways, that's kind of like what she would look like on it. So, pretty cool. On to the last set of statues, which are the same 3 characters, but you know, it's Spy Family. I'm not a big fan of. I think I said this in my last video too, but in my last Spy Family video, I'm not a big fan of her brother Yuri. I think that's his name, and I'm not a big fan of Agent Nightfall. I think that's her name. Yuri is Yuri's brother. His name. Nightfall is the agent that likes Lloyd. I'm hoping I'm getting things correct. I'm hoping I'm not messing it up, but who knows. And then there's Bond. There's Frankie would be cool. I was looking actually, and there's no Frankie merchandise that I could find, which is very sad because Frankie is an amazing character. So, and then Becky, I like Becky. I couldn't find much. There was like the Ninjoids or whatever. I couldn't find like any statues or that would match the Anya and um the Anya and Damien, the 2 sitting ones that I got. I was hoping that they made a Becky one too, but they didn't. And if they do, eventually I will be buying that and then showing it off on the channel because that would be pretty cool. Anyways, I'm going on. Same 3 characters, because I'm not a big fan of the other characters, as in Yuri and Nightfall. Is the Break Time collection by Banpresto. I have the most statues from Banpresto, I'm pretty sure, and I like Banpresto. I think that they're pretty reliable. I think reliable's a good word. I don't think that they really failed much. Every statue that I've gotten by Banpresto, I've liked. I could say the same for Sega too, so. And Fuyu. But I've only gotten 2 or 3 from Fuyu. And I think that's it. I don't think I have any other. Anyways, I really like Banpresto. So we'll go ahead and take Anya out of box, and then we'll cut back. Alright, so I will say I had to get the Break Time collection off of eBay from a seller in Japan. Actually, it did take a little bit to get here because it's coming from Japan, but the seller was really well. I've ordered from Japan sellers a few times because sometimes statues are harder to get here in the US. And I've never really had a problem, honestly, so I definitely recommend if you can't find a statue that you really want, I recommend getting it off eBay from a Japan seller, because there are fakes in Japan, but I've seen less fakes made in Japan than in the U.S. Because in the U.S., people really make those fakes to sell money, to get money, you know, to sell and get money. But they also overprice things. I've seen so many US sellers selling. I got one set which I haven't opened up yet. I'm going to in a few days when the show comes out, when season 2 comes out of the show. But they were selling each of them for like $50 and I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot." And then I got them from eBay, on eBay from a Japanese seller for $60 as a set, which is a lot, but if they were 50 individually, that would be 100. So I saved $30 from getting, and they're real too. They're official. I've already looked. They're good. So sometimes Japanese sellers are good. Anyways, so here is a little seat that she comes with. And then here is her sitting. So this is technically kind of like another noodle stopper if you really wanted to find another use for this chair. You could just have her sitting on I don't know. But I got it so that she could sit on the thing like that. And that's what she would look like. I'm holding her like this. She does she fits really well. I'm only holding her like this because I don't trust the way that because I'm trying to display it for the camera. Now, if I had it on my shelf, it would be perfectly good. So, definitely worth it. Okay, now, the next set, or not set, figure in the set, we'll go ahead and keep it with the same thing that we were. We're gonna do Lloyd from the Break Time, in his civilian, his normal, like, gray t-shirt. Let's get this out and I'll cut back in a sec. And we are back. So I'm still getting this open, but I wanted to cut back and say a few things. There are definitely, when it comes to Spy Family, it can be a little overwhelming to look at, like, collector-wise. Because if you don't know your favorite character, then it can get... Because there's 3 main characters, and then of course there's other side characters, but there's the main 3, which is Lloyd, Yor, and Anya. And it can get overwhelming because just for Anya, there's some Lloyd, there's some Yor, but like Anya, there's hundreds of statues for her. And it can be overwhelming. So I'd say look for, if there's a specific version you want, a specific episode you really like, you could go for that. Because there was one, they made Anya in her spy gear when she wants to be a spy or whatever. And then she's got the toy gun, if I can say that. The toy pew pew. And there's statues of her when when they're all on the yacht or whatever. Just, know what you're wanting, because it can get overwhelming. Now, so I'm trying to figure out how to put this together. But we've got Lloyd, and we've got his chair. I'm trying to figure out, because for some reason he's built oddly. You gotta put him on at an angle for some reason. I don't know. It's built pretty oddly, but it's still cool. Good figure. A good Lloyd. I just gotta figure out how exactly how you sit him on here. Oh, hey, that works. Okay, it fell. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Joe. Okay. Now it's time for the final figure of this video. And one of my favorites, because one of my favorite characters is Yer. I really like Yer. It's her in her red sweater, which is like, oh crap, what she basically always wears in the show when she's in her civilian gear. So yeah, we'll go ahead and cut back when it's out. And we're back. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Oh, I was thinking of other characters that could be statues. There's no, I wouldn't really. I gotta be picky because of space. But, you know, other characters that they could do, because I was talking about Frankie, which I would buy. I'd buy a Becky and I would buy a Frankie. But there's also the main old dude at Eden Academy. I really hope you guys can hear me over the sound of plastic. I'm still trying to get it open. Alright, that's how. Okay. And then there's, there's a lot of side characters, mainly. I'm trying to think. There's this one character in the head of the spy agency or whatever it's called. The girl with the big hat. That's all I can think of right now. But anyways, here she is. Again, I gotta hold on to her, but she also comes with that stool thing, and this is the figure. So, pretty cool. You know, I like them a lot. I definitely like Spy Family merch. I buy a lot of it because I like it. It's one of my favorites because it's still ongoing. You know, I like to collect things for ongoing series because I don't need to worry about them ending soon. Well, like My Hero. I love My Hero, but now that it's ended, I'm like, now I gotta figure out how I want everything. Spy Family is still growing, so I can still adjust my collection as it grows. That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Um, but it's also like just I've always loved like police shows and spy shows and detective shows growing up. So the spy part kind of gets dragged into it, and then the idea of them all having I don't know. It's just I really like the concept because it's like a relaxed anime. There is action in it, but it's also relaxed and cool. You know, it's not super. It's not Chainsaw Man level. Of course, I like Chainsaw Man a lot, but it's also nice to have the relaxed tone, kind of. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. So that is about it. I plan to have another video posted soon after this one. I'm hoping. We are about to get into like the main archery season, which I'm in archery. I don't know if I've said that in any past videos. I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have. But anyways, I'm in archery and the main season is picking up next weekend as of when I'm filming this. So I might be posting less because we've got a lot. We've got like tournaments every weekend and all that. So, and we've got practice. I've got practice around 4 nights a week. So, yeah, but you know, that's how you get better is practice. So, I'm hoping to film and post because I've got 2 videos I'm hoping to come out soon. But I need the time to film now that archery season's picking up, so that's just a thing going into the channel. And then as soon as we hit, kids archery season ends around summer break. So for the rest of the school year, I've got archery basically. But then around summer break, when that's beginning to come up, over summer break, I'm hoping to post a lot more often, and there will be content changes. I'm going into. I've already shifted from Funkos to statues. Of course, I'm still doing Funkos, but I've gone to statues too, and there will also be other collectible things like displays, how to display things, and Legos, artwork. I am a I love art. I'm a big artist, so I will be posting stuff about that too, about just drawing some of my artwork, that stuff, in form of like shorter, smaller content. Definitely not. We're almost at 30 minutes. I wasn't planning on yapping this video, it just kind of happened, but I just wanted to give a look, a note, so that we know what's coming up in the future. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.